To discharge the array of the jury.
And how did you reach that decision?
The defendant's witnesses all testified that there was no arbitrary effort to include or exclude any persons from the list of people called for jury service. In other words, they're perfectly honest. The jury commissioners were perfectly honest about selecting names from the lists from the assessor's office of Center Township and Delaware County. And if there is any discrimination shown, it's only because of the numbers of black people on the list. And there's no evidence that they were directly excluding anyone. And the evidence showed that there have been 10 or 15 people called for jury service in this court since the court's creation in 1959. And there are presently 2 people on the list for this year, 2 black people on the list this year. And whether the numbers in themselves would be an exclusion within the Supreme Court's rule is for them to tell. I can't tell whether 5 people on the jury list would be reasonable or whether it's 10 people, but the only way I can do is comply with the law and order my commissioners to neither exclude nor include any person from the jury list because they're asked to or because they consciously want to.
Wouldn't the jury commissioners be violating the law if they selected an individual on the basis of race to serve on the jury?
Most certainly they would be guilty of a misdemeanor and subject to a fine and jail sentence if they did that. They can't consciously pick a white person, neither can they consciously pick or exclude a black person from the list of prospective jurors because of any race or creed or color.
What was your reaction to Judge Rector's ruling?
Well, we took the court's ruling. That's his job. He heard the evidence, and he has to make the decision on it.
What are your plans now?
We have to try the case Wednesday with President Benari.
And you'll try it before Judge Rector?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that today's hearing will have any influence on your case?
I hope not.
And what are your plans regarding the judge's decision? Will you let it stand, or do you feel strongly enough to challenge it and contest it in the higher court?
This will depend on what happens in the trial Wednesday.